Welcome to Barely Sober News with George Pecoraro, and as always with me is Chris. Say hello, Chris.
Hey guys, what's going on?
So, Barely Sober News, we're talking the latest on TV, movies, entertainment, and our bullshit. And as always, we're keeping it barely sober and having a drink along with you in the show. So, Chris, what are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking coffee, and it's a disappointment. We've gone so long, and I come back drinking a coffee.
That's good. That's hey, caffeine, man. That's a drug. That's you're not keeping it sober.
That's right.
That's right. So I'm
Getting it
drinking a little
hungry
bit.
up.
I'm drinking a little bit of some Johnny Walker, like wine cast is good. Like it, keeping it, loving it with the scotch on the rocks. By the way. So Chris, what's going on in the latest in TV and movies?
There has been a lot going on. I mean, we haven't done this in forever. I'm trying to even look up when the last time we did this was. 7 months ago was the last time we had one like this.
We had, I think it was like Spider-Man: Homecoming or Wonder Woman was like just coming out.
We were talking about the Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Seems to be the last one.
Oh, because that was the like scene work or something, released photos from the
Something
set.
like that. Yeah, it might have been.
And we've come so far since then.
We have come so far. Actually, this would make this podcast officially number 19 of the news and reviews. Yeah,
19.
we're 19.
Oh my.
Yeah, so why don't we get into it? I mean, there has been a lot of new Star Wars rumblings.
We've gotten
going about.
trailers. We've gotten trailers, photos, and releases. We had Carrie Fisher, I think, died in between those.
Oh, for sure. I think that definitely
Right. So that was sad,
happened.
obviously.
Right. Yeah. So
But
there's been a lot of crazy shit, a lot of director changes.
hmm
You know, it's possible that we haven't even talked since we saw Rogue One. Actually, might be the case.
when did Road One come out?
December.
No, really?
Well, yeah, if we have 7 months on this, but
That's possible.
it's probably possible. But yeah, so much has been happening with all that. You hear that this Han Solo movie, they get rid of Lord and Miller as their directors.
I did not hear that. No.
About a month ago, month or so ago, and they replaced him with Ron Howard, who's
Right.
like a pretty stable director. So they kind of they pulled the plug on the wacky guys that made what's the movie Jump Street, 21 Jump Street.
I mean that might be a
Lego
good
movie.
direction. Ron
I
Howard
thought
is a
so.
great director.
Yeah, he's a great director. I thought it was kind of interesting that they had like some comedians that haven't really done a movie like this before give a crack at it, but I guess they fucked up because they got like they legit got fired like when they were almost already finished with the movie. So then they brought Ron Howard in to redo most of it,
Right. Maybe
which
I don't
is
know.
like
Could have been
pretty crazy.
anything. Could have
I
been
guess
anything.
I guess they probably looked at like some of the footage that was coming in, and I mean I'm guessing, but like they were probably like, this is not at all what we want.
Who are we gonna get? We can't. We fired these guys. Who are we gonna get? Call Ron Howard. Did he do this? He's got to save us, right?
Well, I think that's the plan. I mean, he's like kind of one of the best guys to just kind of come in and like steer the ship. You know, they just want someone that's gonna probably be like a yes man to them, just like play it safe. You know.
Right, and he had just produced a moneymaker, a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure he'll do amazing things, but yeah, I don't think he can make a bad movie in that sense with with Star Wars and what's already going on.
Yeah. Sure.
So
My only concern is like I hope it's. I feel like these side movies they should have more of like their own like flavor to them. You know, like I feel like the main movies should all have that same fun adventure tone, but like the side movies, I wish they'd be a little more creative with them. I mean, we haven't seen Han Solo yet. Maybe it will be, but
I mean, they were pretty creative with Rogue One, completely not sticking to the Star Wars like tradition
yeah,
of
but
things.
but I mean like the tone of the movie more so. Like it wouldn't be like that bad of an idea to have Han Solo maybe be a little bit of a comedy, you know, or maybe have like an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie be more of like a movie like Logan, you know, where it's like just kind of like a dirty, gritty.
Right, that is taking Star Wars in a different direction.
But
Maybe they just it
they're the
was too
spin-offs, though.
progressive. Maybe it was too progressive for what's going. Maybe they didn't want that. You
And
know,
you got to take risks.
thinking outside the box. Yes, you do. But think about this is the most like cherished franchise in like history of entertainment of movies.
Yeah, the risk that they run. Well, the risk that they run with keeping it safe is very, very low. Like it's probably just I don't know, jackasses like me that are like, it would be nice if they did something different. But I probably don't even care anyway. If Han Solo was just like Rogue One and the rest of them, I'd still enjoy it.
I feel like, but yeah, as much as you would want it different, and you would be a good movie, you might enjoy it, but as people don't like change. People
Yeah,
don't want anything different.
I was gonna say like the risk for them changing it is like much worse because if they did lean into it being like a wacky comedy, you're gonna piss off probably more people than you'll make happy. So
Right. It'll be like a cult following
oh
in
my
that
god.
sense. Star Wars cult following. Like it was in the beginning when Star Wars was first created.
I know, man. Like they think people are rioting now in America. Just imagine fucking with a Star Wars movie. Throw people.
Don't piss off the Star Wars fans. So we're talking. You mentioned Obi-Wan Kenobi that they're talking about making a film about him,
Yeah,
and they're
so
talking about
it hasn't been officially announced yet, but it was kind of like it hasn't
why
been
not.
announced by Lucasfilm.
Right, he's a main character. Plays a pretty big role in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I think it was StarWarsNewsNet.com that actually like broke the story, and they're always like 100% accurate with like the rumors. So it pretty much is happening. It's just that Lucasfilm hasn't officially. They're probably waiting until like after the Last Jedi comes out to announce
Yeah,
it. You know.
definitely. But who do you think it would be a good cast as Obi-Wan Kenobi?
There's literally only one option. It's got to be Ewan McGregor. He's
You think
literally aged perfectly since being in the prequels.
right? So you think it has to be absolutely
100%.
Ewan McGregor?
100%. There's no
Well,
doubt in my mind.
look, think about the positives. It's visually nice to see the prequels and then go into this Obi-Wan Kenobi film, and it's the same character.
It's visually like orgasmic. That's
Right.
way better
And
than having another random guy all of a sudden.
Ewan McGregor did a great job as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequels.
Yeah, he did.
So, people aren't really have a problem with him.
You know what? To be honest, I think people liked him as Obi-Wan a lot more than I did. I'm not saying I didn't like him, but he's a little on the corny side, don't you think?
Yeah. I think he did. I don't think he did an amazing job with it. He did.
Yeah, exactly.
He did the role.
I think he kind of looked like him and he sounded like him. And
But
I
yeah,
believed it was him.
I think they could have done a better job on casting for Obi-Wan Kenobi. But
I just
Ewan
think
McGregor didn't do a bad job at all doing it, so you can't be upset.
I just think that like, because I can still remember when I saw the original movies and the prequels hadn't even come out yet, and I can remember the way that I pictured Obi-Wan back then was as like a really, really, really wise, like hardened warrior, and Obi-Wan in the prequels never really came off as wise. You know, he was kind of a clown the whole time. He was making like cheesy jokes. He didn't really seem like that much of like a badass. You know what I mean? Like
because it was Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi like battling it. You know what I mean?
He was like
Obi-Wan Kenobi was Anakin Skywalker's like mentor. So it's like, and you hear about how great Darth Vader is and how powerful he is, and then there is Obi-Wan Kenobi, which Ewan McGregor kind of makes it as like he's still like learning and figuring it out, being what's it called? I'm blanking right now. A Jedi.
Mentor? Yeah.
Yeah. So like he was still learning in those prequels, and you kind of don't see him be as wise as he was in The Empire Strikes Back.
I guess maybe that's like the point though, because that's why he was a shitty master to Anakin. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? Like maybe if he was more wise, he would have trained him better, and he wouldn't have been such a crazy dude.
But he was a pretty good mentor for a brief period of time with Luke.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like in the original trilogy, he seems like he's that wise guy. I wish like at least in Revenge of the Sith, he really was. I don't know, more like he was in A New Hope. But also, like I was kind of saying it before, like he really didn't look that badass. He looked more like a dad. I felt like he was such a like a dad, you know?
Well, also that's kind of like the Jedi way of, stay calm and have a clear head and
I know,
don't go
but
too crazy and don't have emotions and
shouldn't
stuff like
they
that.
shouldn't they look a little more like rugged though? Like I don't know. They're like warriors. Like they're not. I know they walk around in robes and stuff, but shouldn't they still look a little more chiseled?
But
Like
that's not the Jedi way.
I know, I get it. They kind of looked a little out of shape, to be honest. I don't know. It's just
Right. Okay. Well, but the whole thing, think about at the end of Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Sith, sorry. Um
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Return I'm barely sober. Think about the fight scene between, Anakin and Obi-Wan. He was pretty badass.
Yeah, that's true. He does actually kick a lot of ass in the prequels. Like Obi-Wan's fucking taking names in those movies.
Right.
He pretty much fucks up like everyone he comes across.
So
But he gets
maybe
fucked up a
now
lot
this
too.
is Ewan McGregor's redemption time. Time to redeem his qualities and the mistakes he made in the prequels. Or
You know
that
what?
he
With a
feels.
better director, I think it's a done
There
deal.
we go.
It's happening.
So we're all in for it. Ewan
Definitely.
McGregor or nobody. Or we're gonna riot in the streets.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be. Anyone that's not thinking that it is.
So
That's a thing.
there's been coming out with The Last Jedi. It's what is it, about 2 months away, and we can have some trailers and stuff. So what do you think of what's coming out with this movie?
Well, I know that Mark Hamill tweeted out a couple days ago to watch Monday Night Football on October 9th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, ... for no particular reason at all. And then he deleted the tweet. So
Which means a trailer is getting released.
we're going to get a trailer. Um, so here's the thing. I'm going to be in Grenada when we get this trailer. So I'm going to miss that. And then I'm going to be in Grenada again when the movie comes out. I'm an idiot.
No.
know.
Grenada's not getting it in December?
I guess it will, but I mean, I don't know what the movie theater situation
You're
is
going to have
down
to illegally look at it on your computer or something.
there. It's rough, man. I wanted to be in Nyack with 2 yards of beer. Me and Zelda cheers them, chug them down, get into the movie theater, and just lean back in those comfy ass seats. But it looks like I'm gonna have to do something a lot different now. So
Right. You'll see the movie. I'm sure I'll see it opening night.
yeah.
And I'll call you and I'll tell you everything that happens.
Well, yeah, it'll be an issue, man. If I don't see it down there, because I don't know how I'm gonna avoid spoilers.
I don't know. Is it gonna play
possible.
there? Is it gonna play there?
I don't know.
You
It's a
gotta
good
look
question. I gotta look it up. Yeah, it's something I need to get on for sure. But it's crazy that like these days when it comes to spoilers, you definitely don't even need to like go looking for them. You just hop
Yeah.
on Instagram and you're done. You're dead.
Yeah, any Twitter, anything. They could not even be like spoiling anything about it, but like there'll be a meme of something related to it or something, and then you're screwed.
I gotta admit it too. Like you can't even like look up the news. You know, if you go on like Google News or something, Yahoo News, you're gonna come across an article. It's like
Right.
like what does the Night King having a dragon for Game of Thrones season 8 mean? Like something like some headline.
Like
like
I haven't
that.
even watched
Like,
the
fuck,
episode
Night King got a
yet.
dragon. By the
Now
way,
you just ruined
we
it
just
for people
spoiled
that
it.
are listening to this.
Yeah, throw up the spoiler tags.
But that's the world we live in, though. It's like you got to be at the front of the line, cutting edge as much as you can. Like, be the first person to tweet it out, or first person to like have an article or picture on it, have that meme, or else like you're not at the edge of your game, and it's kind of
Like the
hard to
consequences.
avoid it. Yeah,
It's like the culture we live in forces us. It makes us like if we want to enjoy entertainment, then we need to see it like as soon as possible. Like
right.
we're kind of slaves to that system.
But we're also in a world of DVR and binge watch Netflix. When I'll get to it when I get to it. How often do you watch things live?
I only for like the big things like Game of Thrones. You got to
Right.
watch live.
Definitely.
Otherwise, the things that basically like people are gonna spoil. That's what you have to watch live. If Star Wars movie comes out, you need to see that shit as soon as possible.
Right.
Game of Thrones is on, you better watch it live, or that shit's getting spoiled like a minute after it ends.
Even if you're like 10 minutes behind on the episode, you
done.
can't be.
Because like you can't go on the internet, and you better tell people not to text you. You know, I have to do that all the time. I'd watch that like late a few times, just because I don't know. I always seem to like be running late with it, and I have to text my family. I gotta text you. I gotta text anyone I know that watches it. Like, hey, I'm watching it late. Don't spoil it, because a lot of times like there'll be a text the minute the episode ends with like, holy shit, I can't believe Jon Snow's dead. Like, you know.
That's another spoiler. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh shit, yeah.
Well, Jon Snow and Ygritte I mean, that's their characters, but the actual
They don't have
people,
real names.
They don't have real names. Yeah, they probably get such like mocked and yelled at in public about Jon Snow and Ygritte and stuff. It's awful.
Yeah.
But they actually just got engaged.
I saw that.
Like today or something, the news came out about it. So that's pretty exciting that they had such a passion in the show that they're gonna, get engaged and married in real life.
Yeah, well, I was talking with my girlfriend about this, and how crazy is
getting
it?
engaged?
No, about Jon Snow and Ygritte. But how crazy is it that these two are now going to get married and be able to like look back at when they met and like actually watch like reruns of their show, and it's like kind of funny too because they have like a relationship on the show that gets like awkward and she like shoots him with a bunch of arrows and
right.
I don't know, it's crazy
because
you also
know, they also know the behind the scenes and stuff like, oh, remember in this scene that we shot, like it was this and that we were doing with each other.
Or you know how people, normal people, will be like, oh, like let's look at pictures of when we first met, or like maybe let's watch our wedding video. Remember the day we got married? Like they're gonna have actual episodes of Game of Thrones. Like, hey, wanna show the kids how we met? Pop in episode season 3, episode 4.
This isn't real, Grandpa. I swear it's real. This is this. This is me. This is how we lived when I was younger.
It's not that it's fake. It actually kind of is real though, because they did meet each other like on set and probably fell in love like filming those scenes.
Right. I was actually thinking because now, spoiler, boo boo, that
So late in the game.
Because Jon Snow and Daenerys hook up now. I was kind of thinking if them in real life, if he was gonna dump Ygritte and get with Daenerys.
Well,
Emilia Clarke.
To be honest, man, it'd be. I mean,
I was like, Jon Snow is a TV show whore. He's gonna go around anybody he has a sex scene with. That's who he dates.
I mean, it's got to be weird because he's getting engaged to this girl, and then like now I'm assuming they're filming all these scenes, or they're gonna be filming all these scenes of him like banging Daenerys and making out with Daenerys.
Yeah.
Who's a like pretty good looking girl, so I don't know.
Now he's getting
weird way to spend your first year of marriage or whatever.
Right? Because it's also like I think they're actors. I think they're professional in that way, but
yeah, for sure, I know.
think about it's in the back of her mind, like
don't
we
tell
were
me
having
that
to
they
get
don't.
sexual, and
Yeah,
then now he's sexual with another person. So
yeah.
bitches be crazy.
Bitches be crazy. You know what else is? We haven't talked about this in a while, but Walking Dead's coming back soon.
Yes, it is.
I believe.
Next month.
Yeah, is it October 14th?
Hmm.
Is that the day? Something like that. Maybe that was last year. I don't even know, to be honest. But what do you think, man? Are you still? Did you give up? Are you still going for it?
I'm just gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I feel like that's everyone in America that is still like watching the show.
Again,
They
it's
have the
like
same comment.
what season's coming out? 8. This is 8.
It's actually going to be their 100th episode.
So
Yeah.
100 episode. We've seen 99 episodes, and
Yep.
how many seasons? 7 seasons.
7 seasons.
7 seasons, 99 episodes, and I feel like I don't like the show, but I watched 99 episodes. So I gotta at least watch 100 and then see how this goes.
I like
I
where your
mean,
head's at.
I've heard that this season, they say this every season. This season's amazing. You're gonna get a lot of deaths, and a lot of main characters die, and a lot of crazy
man,
stuff's gonna happen.
I've been following the news of this show since season 1, and they say that every season.
Every season. So I feel like it's gonna be like they're gonna have a great first episode, and then nothing's gonna happen through episode 2 to episode 7, and then episode 8 is gonna be amazing, and then someone dies, and then they're gonna glorify their death, and that's what that is.
Well, here's the thing, though. Their viewerships are dropping. They must know that their viewership is dropping.
I remember you were boycotting them, and you weren't watching it live because you were so upset with them.
Oh yeah, totally.
You didn't want to watch it. So their viewership's dropping?
Their viewership's dropping. Do you think that they're gonna like actually wake up to what's going on and get their shit together?
No. Because think about me. Like, I hate the show, but I'm still watching the 100th episode. You know?
Yeah, I guess so.
It
just seems strange to me that they. I guess so. I don't know.
It's a 60-minute show with 40 minutes of commercials and 20 minutes of an episode. You know, remember? I think it was like so much commercials. The first like 20 minutes is like all commercials kind of stuff. Like you're watching 30 seconds of the episode and then commercial. 5 minutes of commercials, a little bit of episode commercials, and then you get to like near the end of the back end of the hour, and then you're getting more episode. So they're all they're really doing is just getting advertisement money. You know, granted, they're paying for people's salaries and they're paying for people, and it's a lot of money to make the show, but you're not giving like the viewers actually what they really want, and a good quality show. AMC's just really trying to milk it and make money off of it, and I think that's what's really pissing people off.
And you know what also like really pisses me off too? You're totally right. They clog up the first half hour with commercials. They have like a slow plotting story in the second half, and then in the last like 5 minutes of the show, they squeeze in some sort of like cliffhanger. That's usually like decently exciting, but it starts to get annoying after a while when you have like this slow commercial clogged hour, and then you get like 5 minutes of excitement, but then they cut it off and it's like tune in next week. It's like such a classic cliche bullshit way of like dragging you along. It's like tune in next week to find out how Rick gets out of this one.
Yeah, that's literally it. And Game of Thrones in a way does that, but they also make it satisfying.
Well, the whole episode is satisfying usually in Game of Thrones.
Think about this past season of Game of Thrones when Daenerys and Drogon, really show the power of Drogon and attack Jaime and his army.
Yeah.
And there's just this Drogon's just killing all these people, and then also, was it Braun, is firing the big arrow, and there's all this drama with like, and Jamie starts charging at Daenerys, and then boom, the episode's over, and Jamie goes in the water. It's still a cliffhanger, but you're getting that satisfying ending of Game of Thrones where it's like you saw something like so cool just happen that Drogon killed all these people and attacked.
Yeah, that's what it's giving you that makes up for that. But now that you describe it, I actually didn't think it at the time, but that is a pretty Walking Dead bullshit sort of sort of ending.
But the thing is, Walking Dead wouldn't give you the cool battle with Drogon, sure. And like Walking Dead doesn't kill their people. Like Game of Thrones kills their characters and has like drama and not afraid to get like them hurt or some way.
Walking Dead definitely kills their characters. They just don't.
They don't want to kill their main ones. They're still too scared.
Yeah,
they're talking main characters are going to die in season 8. Yeah,
they killed Glenn though. Glenn was a really main character.
Yeah, but it took them 8 months to finally officially kill Glenn. They didn't kill Glenn. It took him so long. That was the biggest cliffhanger in the world of television. That cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think that sucked. That just
exactly.
Sucked.
So yeah, they killed a main character, but they did it all wrong.
That almost single-handedly ruined my interest in the show.
Yeah,
I just was like, I fucking don't want to deal with shit like that. Like, I have enough bullshit in real life. When I watch TV, I want to be rewarded, not, like, yanked around.
Not teased around. Yeah, you're getting teased the whole time. And, like, a lot of times when I'm watching Game of Thrones, I'm, like, locked in compared to Walking Dead, where I don't even pay attention the first half of the episode.
I know, it's gotten bad. I mean, we do nothing but rant on this show, really. And
I know.
I think it's because we both wanted it to be so much better, so bad. Like, it's really the type of show that would be completely up our alley. So it's just like such a bummer to see it not live up to his expectations.
Right. It's like George Lucas has control, is directing the Star Wars. This is like what's going on.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, I mean,
that's exactly true. Like
I'm excited. I'm excited for the show to come out, and I'm gonna watch it. But if they're teasing me along, I know it's gonna be hard to not watch the show, because then if I hear people talking about it, like, I can just binge watch it in the future. But yeah, it's like I said, the world we live in, like, everything's gonna get spoiled.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really. I care less and less about spoilers for that show, but if I'm gonna watch it at all, definitely don't want it to be spoiled, right?
Right. Because if already you find out what happens in Game of Thrones, I mean in The Walking Dead, that's it. Like, there's no point in even watching it, because the show's not going to be as satisfying as like hearing the story.
I'll tell you what show I definitely want to watch and I'm definitely excited for, and that's Punisher, because that trailer was so dope.
Yes. Jon Bernthal does an amazing job as the Punisher. Like, you wouldn't think it, I guess. I don't know. Like, he's a pretty badass actor, but
he's a little he's scrawny's not the right word, but like, I guess you picture
he's short.
Yeah, he's short and skinny. I kind of picture
the Punisher. You kind of think of like, that's the thing though. He's not a superhero. He's just got the drive.
Yeah. No, he's the perfect actor for the Punisher. Just the way like Hugh Jackman was the perfect actor for Wolverine, even though in the comics Wolverine is really short and like bulkier.
And Hugh Jackman's 6'2".
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's tall and leaner. So, but his charisma and his acting are just perfect, and Jon Bernthal is the same.
Right. Jon Bernthal, everything we've seen in Daredevil season 2 has been like unbelievable and spot on, and kind of like he stole the show in Daredevil season 2.
Did you watch The Defenders?
I did.
I was bummed he wasn't in that. I was waiting for the Punisher in every episode.
I was kind of upset he wasn't in that. Also, I kind of was I wasn't expecting him to be in it like a lot of episodes, but just an appearance to like save the day like would have been awesome.
I know, totally, yeah.
Like
just
if they were in a pickle,
half an episode cameo.
right? And he comes in and like saves them and stuff and does some crazy stuff. That would have been sick, and then runs away.
I want to hear what you thought about the Defenders real quick, but I'm going to tell you first what I thought about it. I liked it until but it went downhill as it went along. I think,
Right.
I thought that the ending was pretty weak, and I was kind of like, "That's it. That's the end of the series." I thought that there was going to be a lot more like badass action at the end.
Right.
And
yes,
it
I think it was
fell apart.
lacking like shell-shocking, awesome action.
Yeah.
But as far as Marvel, Netflix, and these awesome action things, the only great season is Daredevil season 2. Luke Cage was lacking.
I didn't like Luke Cage.
Yeah, I didn't really like it that
I thought
much.
It was so boring. So boring, in my opinion.
Iron Fist was really lacking.
I didn't even try to watch that one.
Yeah, it was just like Luke Cage, and then, Daredevil's back, and they did such a great job with Daredevil, and they really didn't do good with Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Now they're all together, and you're hoping you're gonna get some awesome fight scenes with all of them. Styx is in it too, and it's like they had so much potential, and they're kind of like not really developing these cool battles that they could have had all together.
Yeah, to date, Daredevil season 1 and 2 have the best fight scenes, especially season 2. Right. Out of all these shows, by far.
They love hallways in these shows.
they fucking do. But that's the one from Daredevil season 1 that kind of got everyone hyped about that show to begin with. I mean, even remember I had a hard time getting into that show, but everyone kept telling me, "Oh, the fucking hallway scene! You got to see the hallway scene." And it is good. It's an awesome fight scene. It's like movie quality, some better than a lot of movie fights for a TV show too. So,
and I think, go.
I was just gonna say, I actually did like the Defenders though. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more, which is my only complaint. But I liked it better than Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Not as good as Daredevil.
Right, and you didn't even watch Iron Fist, so that explains,
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but
I don't feel like I need to. I didn't feel like I missed anything.
You didn't really. I mean, you pretty much Iron Fist season 1 is, I'm Danny Rand. No, you're not Danny Rand. I am Danny Rand. Okay, you're Danny Rand. All right. Here's your company back, and you're gonna fight the Hand. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna fight the Hand. They're my sworn enemy. Okay, end of season. That's Iron Fist season 1.
I think you should do that recaps of fucking every
10-second recaps of seasons.
Just have
I would go on a field day with Walking Dead. But and I thought it was kind of corny with Defenders and the whole Matt Murdock Elektra kind of deal. Pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
Daredevil's it's Elektra. I know it's her. I can get it. I still love her. I can make sure it's her. I can bring her back. Kind of thing. It's kind of let it go, bro, and fight.
It's also a very generic storyline. Kind of I don't know. I can't even think of an example right now, but I know I've seen that so many times before. Someone's possessed, and the other person's I think I can bring her back or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same old I know she's still in there. I can make her love me again. Kind of.
It didn't bother me all that much, but I did not like the ending where an entire entire building falls on them, and they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
What? At
they
first
got protected
I thought
by the Iron Fist dragging.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, I was at first I was pissed because I was you're gonna kill Daredevil, the only one of these fuckers that I actually like. I was so mad, and then I was mad a second time when I found out they're still alive because I was how are they still alive? That's such bullshit. So
honestly, I was watching the show and I was freaking out. I was like, he can't be dead. He's not dead. There's no way he's dead. I was losing it the whole time when the building collapsed. And then I saw once they the last cut scene with him, I'm he's alive, yes! I start screaming Because like yeah, like he's one of like he's like the best character in terms of these Netflix Marvel series, and you can't just kill him, you know. And like it would be a shame. Who knows what's gonna happen, you know, with Iron Fist season 2 or Luke Cage season 2 or Jessica Jones season 2, if they even do those. I don't even know if you know anything about that.
I'm not too sure. I mean, they're definitely doing Daredevil season 3.
Right.
I'm sure they're doing season 2s of them all. But you know what? Like maybe the original like Marvel movies, they weren't all that great either. Like Iron Man 2 kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Thor was like okay. Captain America was like okay. Um,
Thor, the second Thor was awful.
the second Thor was awful. But then now they hit their stride. I mean they're making like all good
Right.
movies now. So
So the whole point is like hopefully this Punisher season 1 is gonna be like lighted up, you know, classic Punisher style, instead of like, you know, kind of boring story plot line about his family dying and him getting revenge. You know, hopefully it's more him getting revenge and becoming the Punisher, and less about like his personal life
well,
at before.
I think it's gonna all be about his personal life, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I think that there's ways that they can make it super interesting where it's like he's unraveling a mystery, instead of just like I know what happened and I'm getting revenge. Like I'd like to see it kind of play out where it's like a lot more fucked up than he even imagined and goes
Right.
like way deeper. And then I just want it to be like super badass. I don't want it to be cheesy at all. I want nothing cheesy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Daredevil has a little is the most badass out of all of them, and it still gets like a little cheesy here and there with like Foggy Nelson and whatnot. I don't want anything like that from Punisher. I just want it to be like brutal and
Yeah. Just
fucking,
awesome fight
yeah.
scenes. Classic Punisher. Big gunshots. Big guns, bazookas, and Punisher just like just killing people.
Yeah,
You know.
it needs to be. It needs to be. They need to put their stake in the ground with that and just go hard.
Right. So we don't know when Punisher is coming out, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why they have this tactic and marketing for the Punisher. It
Keeps
says
people on their toes.
yeah, it says 2017, and then the part where it says the date, it's pretty much blacked out. So I mean, they have like another 3 months to release it. It's 2017. I don't know. Are they going to release it like December 30th, like 31st, 2017?
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
It might be. Who knows?
Binge watching Punisher on Christmas Eve.
That would be an awesome Christmas. Not going to lie, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It could be coming out. I mean, well, think about what TV shows are coming out. Walking Dead is coming out in a little bit.
But they're Netflix. They don't need to compete with them, because
Right.
people just watch it in their own time. I wonder, like, they probably don't have to really worry about that shit at all.
I bet they still plan it out according to what's out, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean,
Because right now,
they
think about
definitely
people.
don't need to worry as much.
Right now, I bet people are binge watching like Walking Dead, maybe. Or there's a lot of like schools in again. Like summer TV is usually pretty dull.
Right.
And school's coming back, so it means these TV shows are really picking up right now. And then maybe come like winter break, like when kids are on Christmas vacation or that's when this is going to come out.
They should do
Thanksgiving, maybe.
They should do it Thanksgiving.
We just want it right now. Is just what it is.
No, I'm just thinking about it. Like Thanksgiving, everyone has off.
Right. College kids are done.
People are going to be spending time with their families and watching football on Thanksgiving, but like the day after,
right? Black Friday.
Yeah, I got an email.
I was like, what the There was like a siren in my ear.
Yeah, it was actually for I think it's like a charity for Puerto Rico. It looked like.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Donate to Puerto Rico.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I know. The guys I used to live next to, their families down there, and they're okay and everything, but like they're in like a real flooded area, so they were trying to get flights down to like get to them and help them out, because I think they're all kind of elderly. But their flights, they had 6 flights in a row get canceled. They kept getting pushed. they finally were able to fly out, and they brought down like a ton of supplies, like tons of water bottles and all sorts of snacks and foods and batteries and whatever you could possibly think of. Like I don't even know how they got it down there, but they took a picture of everything that they were packing up. It's pretty incredible. They're like freaking superheroes, those guys.
Yeah. Maybe they did it. They just didn't do a carry-on. You know, they just put it under the plane.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably what they did.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, this whole hurricanes thing. You know.
I know.
Wild.
There's so many back to back. I mean, have you ever been like pounded like that before?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you've never been pounded like that before. I know for a fact that's a lie. Okay, let's get back to TV and movies. What's else going? We got Thor Ragnarok coming out and Justice League coming out in the next 2 months.
Justice League comes out in the next 2 months?
This comes out November.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's closer than it seems. I feel like they're not marketing it that much.
Well, they've been marketing it for like a year.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a trailer here and there, some posters, whatever, but it's like I feel like I'm not like seeing it all over. You know, I haven't seen like a ton of TV commercials.
Right now, think about Thor Ragnarok is like the thing. So like they might get overshadowed. So once that is done, they'll probably go really marketing it.
Yeah.
So it's coming out November 17th.
Gotcha.
50 days, 2 hours, 57 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Wow, you got a timer?
It's got it on the good old smartphone thing.
Well, okay, so tell me, how are you looking forward to it, and if so, how much?
I am looking forward to it this much.
A lot.
But yeah, I'm holding my arms really wide. But I am looking forward to it a lot. I mean, because granted, like, I love the Justice League. Granted, I like the animated series Justice League the most. Like, I just love that animated series.
Oh, I like that stuff too.
So I like DC is my thing. I love Batman. I like Wonder Woman. I love the Flash. You know, and it's just like we'll see how Aquaman is. We'll see how the Flash is. They did have the photo released of the Flash in his like lab.
Oh yeah.
Ezra Miller in there, so you kind of saw all like the functions and things on his like computer screens and stuff about friction and his suit and like how much aerodynamic it is and stuff like that. He also had the show Rick and Morty on the screen.
Huh.
In that one, but yeah, so there's that release. And it's kind of exciting. We'll see how they do Aquaman, and we'll see how they do Cyborg. You know, I kind of don't really care for Cyborg or Aquaman, but what are you going to do?
I'm kind of excited for Aquaman.
Yeah, I think, what's his name, does a great job.
Yeah,
will do a great job.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa will do a great job with it. Like, I think I like how they made him more, you know, dark and badass. Instead of like the classic like orange Aquaman suit.
Oh god,
he's more of a motorcycle, like, you know, Harley riding kind of Aquaman.
He's got to be Aquaman. That orange fish suit wearing dude version has got to be like the superhero that's aged the worst. Like over the decades, you know, like you could still look at Spider-Man and yeah, he's like a dude in like a spider pajamas or whatever, but it still holds up today somehow. But like Aquaman with that silly outfit, nah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Cyborg, I mean, he's mostly like 98% CGI'd up. And I think, I mean, I don't know, like, they haven't, we've had a trailer or two, but as far as, like, getting a good following of what the movie, you know, is going to be and how much are these characters going to be in the movie, I mean, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure, but as long as Batman and Wonder Woman are in a bunch, is Superman making his comeback in this one too?
Oh yeah.
You
He
think so?
definitely is. For sure. He's coming in third act to help them beat the final boss. Whatever.
Superman, you're alive? Oh my god. And then you're gonna have like Aquaman and be like, who the hell is this guy?
Yep. Exactly.
Pretty much. But yeah, I don't know, like I know me, I'm gonna love the movie no matter what. Even if it is bad, I'll just not like it as much as I would.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of the Justice League coming out?
I think I'm like not that excited. I don't know. I Part of it is a little bit of like fatigue, just because I'm so invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe already, and it's just like another one now that is kind of just starting up. To be honest, I know they got like a bunch of movies under their wing now, but it's still like it feels like it's still starting up. Like it hasn't even gotten rolling yet.
Yeah, well, Wonder Woman is still like what is it? The highest grossing superhero movie ever.
Really, ever?
Isn't it? It's like
I think for sure female superhero. I don't know if it was
no,
better
I
than
think
like the Avengers.
I might need to check my sources on that. Let me know if I'm wrong, but
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure
crazy.
it's like the best superhero movie, like the most.
Yeah.
Made the most money. So I don't know. Like Wonder Woman was a smash hit, and everyone loved it. So they're coming off of that, but they're also coming off an awful job at Suicide Squad. Hopefully they don't screw up Justice League like at all, because that will be awful. I think they did a great job with Wonder Woman. They can easily not like do a bomb with Justice League and people will hate them again.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they bomb Justice League, it's over. Like they need to scrap it.
You really?
I don't know, man. Like, cause how could you have? Yes, you have Wonder Woman, but you could just continue making Wonder Woman movies. Like, you might have to scrap the whole idea. Ben Affleck is definitely going to be like, I'm fucking out of here. If Justice League bombs, he's like, goodbye, find another Batman. He's not going to stick around. He's already like hates his life that he's Batman. You could tell.
This movie needs to be mostly Batman and mostly Flash, and then it'll be awesome.
I think it is going to be mostly Batman.
I think Urza. Yeah, I think
which
it is
going to help.
Yeah, everyone loves a Batman. Who doesn't like a Batman? Everyone loves Bruce Wayne, and I think Ezra Miller. I can't even say it right. Is gonna steal the show a little bit with Flash. I think they've shown some comic scenes with like, oh, what's your superpowers again? And Batman goes, I'm rich, like stuff like that, and the whole like him being scared of fighting, like he's never fought before. I think he's gonna steal the show, being the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, it could go both ways though.
Because that's the Flash character. The Flash, we've talked about this.
He could be the Jar Jar Binks of Justice League. I don't know.
I think he's the comic relief, and so far what we've seen of the humor he has, it's spot on. So,
okay.
I think if those two are in it for 50% of the movie, it's going to be a hit.
I actually think that it's going to be pretty good. I don't know if it's going to be a hit, but I think it's going to be pretty good. But then again, I had much higher expectations for Batman versus Superman. So,
I love that movie, though.
I know you love that movie. I think I've said it like a million times. I feel like it's a movie that's good in its own separate pieces, but together it doesn't really work. You know what I watched last night? Actually, I saw the newest King Kong movie, Skull Island.
Yeah, I saw that a couple weeks ago, or a month ago.
I thought same thing as Batman versus Superman. Like there was a lot of like randomness in that movie. Like it seemed like it was like a lot of good parts, but put together really weird to me.
And again, I love the movie. I really like that movie.
I had a fun time with it, but it just was like not a single person had a meaningful death, and I'm totally like fine with that. But it was like almost got to be like comedic. Maybe it was supposed to be comical, but like even the dude towards the end that's holding out the 2 grenades,
right?
so, like about to do like this self-sacrifice, and then He just gets whacked into a mountain and explodes in the cliff face.
That was funny. That was good.
It was funny, but was it supposed to be funny? Like, I was just confused sometimes in that movie.
I think the movie held it together in terms of like the sci-fi, unrealistic aspect of the movie until Tom Hiddleston did the whole like grabbing of the samurai sword and doing all these flips and
oh yeah, that
cuts.
got. See, that's what I'm saying though. A lot of things felt out of place in this movie.
Right, like everything was like, okay, I get it. Like this is a world where there's a King Kong, a huge 100-foot, gorilla, and there's a huge, giant squid, and then there's this whole like skull crawlers kind of thing, right? And then, but the thing is, we can't believe a Tom Hiddleston doing some crazy action stuff with a sword. So, like, that's where it lost me. But, like, besides that scene, I really like the movie, and I'm excited for the more that's coming. Like,
well, there is more that's coming, but we'll get into that as more news trickles down.
That universe that they're developing, I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So, Chris, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, well, there's not much to be said. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 19 of Barely Sober News. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Forget the handles.
Barely Sober News.
At Barely Sober News across the board.
Yep.
And like and subscribe to our page because we're going to try to get back into this and just have some more talks.
Expect more to come.
Talk about some TV and movies.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping it barely sober. Woo!